It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Chicago Bears. And it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
And here it is, one of the NFL's truly iconic stadiums, and the oldest one still in use. It's Soldier Field in Chicago. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Ball teed up. Brandon Aubrey out for the kick. And here we go from Chicago. Devin Duvernay to return it. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So out come the Bears, ready for their first possession. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked first overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
Caleb was one of the most hyped prospects ever out of college football, and I'm not speaking out of turn or any hyperbole there. It's why he was the #1 pick. And you put on his highlight reel, Kate, you could put that highlight reel against anybody the last 50 years. The way that he creates and extends plays, the ways that he could run and still sling it totally off platform and off balance all over the field. He also does it with a flair, an eccentricity that is unique and really not common coming into the league as well. A superstar in the making.
It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
Williams to throw on first. Escapes the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Offense to the line for second down. Running behind center with Swift. He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. Give him 2 yards there, and it's now 3rd and 14.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Williams with 3rd and long. That's caught for the first. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. They'll take that kind of passing from the rookie out of USC. He gets him the first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
1st and 10 from the 41. Out of the pistol, Williams. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. Had that one, but just couldn't see it through. And now they face second down.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
3rd down. Here's Williams. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
That's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage waiting for it. They were thinking interception for a second, and incompletion is still pretty good, too.
On 4th down, it's Torrey Taylor on for the Bears to punt this away. Kavontae Turpin on the return for the Cowboys. And this one sails out. No return on the punt. So now the Cowboys getting an opportunity to send their offense out for the first time. Bringing them out is a Mississippi State 4th-round pick in 2016 who's found considerable success in this league, Dak Prescott.
I don't think I'm alone in this, Kate. To me, Dak is one of the easiest players to root for their success in the NFL. I think for me and for many others, it's based on all he's overcome, from tough playoff losses to significant injuries. But his leadership, his stats, his ability to play like an MVP in big moments, at his best, he really is all you could ever ask for.
Ferguson's got it, complete. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. But as I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Now Prescott. Dump off caught by his back. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. 1st down, here's Dak. Ferguson there to bring it in. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Dak off the play fake. He finds Pickens left side. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Dak throwing again. Taking the deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
Another throw for Prescott. Got Lamb, and it's complete. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Off the play fake, it's Prescott. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Has it in close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Cowboys have a great first drive and get the game's first points. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
That one right down the middle. And the Cowboys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Tyler Scott now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. Back out comes the Chicago offense for their second drive. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Williams. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Williams on the play action. Finds his running back, DeAndre Swift. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Here's 2nd and 5. Finds a man right side. And he'll go down here at the 16. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that's a Chicago first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the red zone now. That throw finds Komet. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Soldier Field in just a moment. Welcome back. Second quarter about to start. Bears with a chance for at least 3, possibly 6. That's into the hands of Moore. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Now an inside handoff to Swift. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. He's got it. Touchdown, Chicago. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
Now Cairo Santos on to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bears tie this game 7-7. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Dallas sending its offense out for the second time this game. They really have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Dak now from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
And he's brought down for a loss.
All I could tell him there was good luck. You get a safety all over a run like that, they could just smell it like a shark with blood in the water. And you feel fortunate if you're even able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Prescott now on 3rd down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he's calling for a fair catch, which is made at the 33-yard line. The Bears and Caleb Williams running out for their next drive. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And it's going to be Bears football. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. He's got him, that's Swift. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Has his man, it's Swift. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Pinned off running right. Here's Swift. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Working from the gun, Williams has the connection to Smythe. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
And the Cowboys bringing on an extra DB here. Third down coming. Williams from the gun. He's on the move. He's running for it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. Second down.
Defensive coaches in the NFL say it all the time. Limit the big play. Keep these guys in front of you. Well, this defense is going to have to stay vigilant because this receiver, he could take the lid off a defense at any time.
Williams thrown again here on second down. That one's cut along the left sideline. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
Still on the move, coming to the line for first and 10. They're going play action. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Here's Swift on second down. And he pushes it further into the red zone, down inside the 15. They get about 4 there, need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Escapes the pocket. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Here's Williams. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears get some late points and the lead. It's a Romadude's a touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Santos now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bears break that tie and now lead by 7. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Here's Cavante Turpin on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Cowboys offense now headed back to the field. They've stalled out since that first touchdown, Brock, while their opponents have done the opposite. They've heated up, and their original 7-point lead, now a deficit of 7. They're out and set, 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. Throw complete to Lamb. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Cowboys have to get moving here. Clock's still running. 2nd and 3. It's taken in by Lamb. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. From the gun is Prescott. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Cowboys have to get moving here. Clock's still running. Dak throwing again. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down. Another throw for Prescott. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
On is the punt team, and away goes the punt. And this one ventures out of play on the fly. The question is where it's marked. Looks like they'll say the 17-yard line. The Bears going on offense here late in the half. They're up by 7. We'll see if they choose to just rest on that going into halftime. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Williams to throw. Short pass brought in. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. The Bears decide to call their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Ball at the 33 for first down. Now here's Williams. Dumped off to his running back. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Finds the in route, complete. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Third and 6 for them to figure out now. Stick it in the air. It's Williams. And this one falls incomplete. Still 17 seconds left to play.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Chicago brings out the punting unit. And this will be his second effort of the contest. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. No return on that punt. And hardly any time remaining for them in this game. First and 10, but only time left for maybe a couple of plays here. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Looking to throw. That throw finds Pickens. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. One last play before the break. Throwing it just before halftime. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. So we've hit halftime in Chicago. It's been a good one for the home crowd. The Bears out in front. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Dallas with its offense headed out for our first possession of the half. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
First and 10, Prescott. This ball's caught by Pickens. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Stopped by Grady Jarrett. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 47, it's caught, Ferguson. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
The handoff on 3rd and short. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
The Cowboys sending out their punting unit. Brian Anger, the one to send it away. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And this is marked out all the way down at the 6. They'll be dangerously close to their own goal line for this series. Here come the Bears back out on offense. They didn't add to their lead last time out, so they punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Swift to start the drive. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Staying grounded with Swift. And his drive forward halted after a couple of yards. A tackle made by Mozzie Smith. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4. Out of the pistol, Williams. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get this up to the 18-yard line. That's good for 7 yards. And that's good for a Bears 1st down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. They run with Swift. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. Off the play fake, Williams. He's got him, that's Swift. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers. That time, a running back in the flat.
Williams to throw on 3rd. Completed to his running back. They touch him down as he finds enough to pick up the 1st.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed. Enough to keep this drive moving.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Moore's got it. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
Now a give to Swift. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third down, 1 yard to go. Going to run again with Swift. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. On the carry, it's Swift. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
All right, here we go. Second down. Takes off right out of the read option. And they're ready for him at the line. Couldn't manage anything there.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless third quarter for us. It's Bears football to begin the 4th as they try to hang on to the lead in a close game. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Williams from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's a Chicago first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
First down, here's Swift. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Out of the shotgun, a give to Swift. And he gets this down to the 41 before being stopped. 3 yards the pickup, now it's 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, Williams. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back. Backed up now after the penalty, it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's caught for the first. Touchdown, Chicago! The Bears go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the 4th. DJ Moore, the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Santos now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bears double their lead to 14. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Turpin with a return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Cowboys offense headed out there. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Dak now from the gun. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
Prescott now on 3rd down. It's taken in by Lamb. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. 1st down, here's Dak. Got Lamb, and it's complete. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Working from the pistol, Prescott. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Tyreek Stevenson has it. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. Went to the oh well one too many times, Brock, and this time the defense was ready for it.
Now, you make as many catches as he has in this game, you're going to attract some extra attention. They knew it was probably going his way in the near future, and they had somebody there waiting for it that time.
Santos now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bears stretch their lead to 21. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Turpin with a return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Another drive coming up for this Dallas offensive unit. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories here as they head back out. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Back to the air, Prescott after that pick. Toward the sideline, and he's got Pickens. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Even more problems now as they don't get the snap off. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Dak out of the pistol. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
You know, when we watch the combine each and every single year, I hope you get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 yards. Don't watch the ends and the linemen run 40. Watch their first 10. Because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there the kind of explosive burst in the first few yards to get home for the big sack.
And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. They hit for 16 yards on 4th down, and a drive we all thought had stalled out is going to carry on. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here's Prescott, 1st and 10. Completed here to Pickens. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
Kid, I was on the field with a young high school quarterback just last week, and I told him one of the greatest attributes a quarterback can have is courage. And it takes courage to sit in that pocket that long, let a play develop, and let that receiver work all the way from one side of the field to the other and give him a chance to make a play.
Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
It's the 2-minute warning from Chicago. Cowboys hoping to make it look a little better before time runs out. Throwing on first is Prescott. He finds space, middle of the field. And in for the Dallas touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. The point after splits the uprights. And the Cowboys get it back to a 14-point game. With time ticking away, they prepare for a must-get onside kick. And it looks like the Bears are able to recover that kick. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. The Bears are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. First and 10 from the 41. On the ground with Swift. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Running behind center with Swift. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. And they've got themselves another first and 10. They'll run now with Swift. And he's able to get this down to the edge of the red zone. Final timeout taken by the Cowboys, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Now an inside handoff to Swift. And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on third down. This is Swift. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets them a first down.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave them enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. Going to be a victory for the Bears as they drop to a knee here.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Bears come away with a win. They did their part, Brock, defending the home field, using that advantage to secure the victory. We know home field advantage is a real thing. And the crowd, they did their part too, adding to just an awesome atmosphere, helping energize those players at big moments of today's ballgame.
Yeah, it is super fun to win on the road. I'm not going to lie, to quiet the crowd. But you know what's even better? When you get to celebrate with your family, your friends, your hometown people, your community, and you know, more importantly, they played a role as that extra voice in that building, man. It is a rewarding feeling.